Hi, this is Sean, and in this lesson we're going to learn a major move through a major scale that's potentially quite simple. I did know about this one before I met Barry Harris, but refined it much more in the time that I spent with him. So we'll take a look at what it is, how to learn it, examples on introductions and on tunes, and further study as well. So please do hit like on this video, it really helps the channel to grow, and explain to YouTube that it's worth spreading to other people. And if it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload new content. With that, I'm ready to begin. So first of all, it's worth realizing that it doesn't always have to be about a special movement scale. So often when we're talking about the Barry Harris method and scales we use in movement, we're often talking about things that require more information and more learning in order to just figure out what the scales are. We're not talking about that here. We're really just talking about the major scale, which can be very pretty itself. There are so many examples of major scale movements, but what we're going to be doing is moving a major chord like this. We're going to take 1, 7 and 3 and in the C major scale for now. And first thing we would do in class is just take this up the up the scale and down again, and then start to do things with it. What kind of things can you do with it? All sorts of things. You might move the bottom note like that in the right hand and then go up the scale, all these sorts of things. These can be really handy as time fillers. And they can have half steps as well. So for example, I could go down and up, that kind of thing. So down the scale and then a half step. This B also happens to be a scale note. Then this one will be clearer that that's a half step below the scale, that kind of thing. So major scale moves themselves can be very, very useful, very, very pretty. What we'll do today is the one that goes 1, 2, chromatic to 3. So that is 1, chord 1 in the scale, C major 7 really. Then the 2 chord, it's like a D minor 7. It doesn't matter that the 5th's missing, it's still a voicing for the 2 chord. Even this could be thought of as a C major. This could be thought of as a C major. So could this, so could this. Extra notes and less notes to me don't really matter, they're all C majors. So chord 1, chord 2, then half steps, chromatic 2, 3, okay? 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2, chromatic up to the 3. Okay. Great to fill time on major chords. So for example, if you had a song like All the Things You Are. Now when it gets to this C major that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, that's a great time to make little moves like this. Now on this one, yes, I've changed it a little bit. Let's do it the way we did it before. Be like that. But there's nothing wrong with doubling this third. So you've got 2 thirds and putting the bottom note down there. Fine, it's still the same thing, just in a different way. Okay. So things like this, great time fillers. And then the song changes to C minor, So that's just one example of just making a major move with very few notes, just really the 1, 7, 3, even if something's doubled. So here's the kind of thing I might do on an introduction or just in general comping, chord playing on tunes. You can use this same thing we did, 1, 2, chromatic to 3, to go the other way. For example, the 3 chord, E minor 7, down a half step to the 2. So let's say you're playing an introduction like a 1, 6, 2, 5, something like that. Well, 6 is one way to get to 2, but so is just a movement. So sometimes I'll do something like this. Let's say. So we've established a C chord, then we've taken that move down to the 2 chord, right? And it can be pushed 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Notice sometimes just a little grace note. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. That kind of thing, right? And also it can be reversed. So where it's E, D, G, it might become E, G, D. That's fine as well. No problem. It still joins the 1 chord to the 2 chord. Okay, well, next let's take a look at a couple of tune examples. I would say Misty, great one. Now, to do Misty, we've got to look at this move in E flat, of course. So I'm just going to switch this key to E flat. Well, in Misty, let's see, we might have... And that's a perfect example of just a variation on the move. So you go, you start, see, in E flat, this would be the first chord, 1, 7, 3 to make an E flat major 7 voicing, right? 1, 7, 3 of the E flat major scale. This would be going up the scale. Every note goes up a step in the E flat major scale. Then the chromatic move up to the 3, G minor 7. But you can go just begin on the 2, chromatic to the 3. It's still the same move, just a different form, okay? 1, 2, and a 3. Could be one on the A flat coming. That was a whole one, right? You might even put it in a little movement. See, the 7 moves down. Remember at the beginning we talked about making movements like that. So that's one example on Misty. Well, I think it was 2 examples on Misty. Let's see what else. So on all the things you are, you might have that area that goes long on the C major 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you might go... Why? Because this is the same move. I had it up here, 1, 7, 3, but I needed it more down here, so I did 1, 3, 7. No problem. So it would be like this. D flat major, G7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Fine, you can even double that top note if you want, like that. So you get the thirds doubled. Fine, you can even put the move on the first one like that. No problem. Great to fill time. It doesn't mean that you're putting in 3 chords. Sometimes people write these chords on a lead sheet. It just means that you're moving a chord through the scale, and that's really the whole point of this kind of thing. So very simple little move, something that you can practice in several keys, of course, and when you've got time on a major, it's great to go up those 1, 2 chromatic to 3, and then when you're going from 1 to 2, it's great to use the move down to 2 like I showed you, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, then perhaps you'll consider becoming a Jazz Skills member where I can give you much more targeted help. We've got a whole course on developing fluency with lots of tasks and everything you need to get fluent. We've got lessons on chords, voicings, improvisation, tunes, learning styles, getting fluent, movements, improv, you name it. So maybe see you there. Thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next one. Bye for now.